one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now, roll call.
Ms. Bloodfilter?
Here.
Ms. Nyworth?
Here.
Mr. Scott?
Here.
Ms. Bradley?
Here.
Mr. Rice?
Here.
Colonel Taylor?
Now, I'm going to come down here so Carla doesn't have to move. You want me to stand? You're fine. No, you don't have to
Okay.
stand. You don't have to stand. We're going to swear her back in. Okay, I state your name.
I, Carla Clodfelter,
Hereby I declare under oath
I hereby declare under oath
that I will faithfully
that I will faithfully
perform the duties of board member
perform the duties of a board member
for our office area number 1,
for office area number 1,
Lawton Independent School District number 8,
Lawton Independent School District number 8,
Comanche County, Oklahoma,
Comanche County, Oklahoma,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my abilities,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
all the duties pertaining to said office
all the duties pertaining to said office
and obey the Constitution and laws
and obey the Constitution and laws
of the United States and Oklahoma.
of the United States and Oklahoma.
Yay!
I might have got the words right this time. I messed them all up last time.
All right, Kevin, it's all yours, I believe.
At this time, very excited to announce we have our Academic Excellence National Merit Scholars, Oklahoma Academic Scholars, and our Oklahoma Academic All-Staters 30-plus ACT, a video presentation to honor you guys. I'm very impressed. Those are incredible honors to score that on your ACT or be awarded Oklahoma All-State or National Merit Scholars. Those are both exceptional awards. That'll be followed by our Athletic Excellent video presentation. So again, we're honoring a lot of our seniors and our students tonight, and it's exciting that we're getting closer to closer. We can start having people at board meetings and honor them and get back to normal. Very exciting that y'all are here.
stand up so we can.
Yeah, you know, when we look at the academic scholars, and I know some of you are here, but and I know everyone didn't show up because there's so many of them on the screen. How about our National Merit Scholar
Any here?
at 30, Oklahoma Academic All-Stater? Any of you at 30 over ACT?
Yep. Stand up.
Well, yeah. Well, Charlotte, we're glad to know you made over a 30 on your ACT. We saw that you were graduating again on this marquee, and now we know you're an academic scholar too. Again, very, very excited about you guys, and congratulations. Team SEAL for Oklahoma Pride Exudes Colonel Rhett Taylor. Time for your announcements.
All right, I'll go ahead and stand up. And this one, I'll probably be the reason why this might be the longest.
Go over here, where they can hear you.
Right,
Yeah. AJ likes it better that way.
Then I won't feel bad. So, I'm here to present the Team SEAL Oklahoma Pride Excellence in Education winners. It's award to recognize the outstanding work by the school personnel that have an impact on the day-to-day lives of our military children. And you know, just last month we had military child appreciation, and then our Purple Up celebration. So I'm pleased to recognize those that we have 3 categories: administrative, educators, and support staff. So we had a total of 6 nominees that went through tour one of our boards, and we're here to recognize 2 from one of the categories, and then also with a certificate of appreciation for a few others. So for the administrator, Miss Charlotte Oates, if you can still come on up. We are not recognizing you for your ACT score. But we appreciate what you do, going above and beyond for our children, and just your transformational leadership. It's very important, and we appreciate that.
Thank you
So please,
so much.
on behalf of General Camper and Team SEAL, take that.
Oh my
And then
goodness, thank you so
I'll come
much.
by and check your desk out sometime to make sure that's properly displayed.
It will be, honestly. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I
Thank
appreciate
you. And
it.
congratulations.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Oh, here you go. Here, we can put it back in the box for you. It's like the Oscars.
You want to take a picture with her?
Picture? Okay.
Hold on, somebody's calling me real quick. Here we go. All right.
Do you want one without masks or no? Thank you. Can I come get that after when I'm done?
Mm-hmm.
And let me put this real quick. And I'll just get those. Thank you so much.
Now this next one, it's a little bit tougher for, and that's why we've got some of the leadership class here. So our educator, taught at Eisenhower, was nominated by Dr. Regina Deloach for their commitment to ensuring that military students had a successful transition within their new school. And also, you know, with the student leadership program. So Mr. Joseph McKenzie was recognized, and I think his wife's here to accept the award. She did not make it. Okay. All right. So we'll make sure we get that to. So the students, why don't you come on up here and accept it on her behalf? I'll take one of you. Take that. Come on up here. Well, I want you to go hold that. So you're all taller than me. So. All right, I'll take that here. Thank you very much. And then, you know, every time I come in here for the school boards, I don't know if Chief stands behind me because I'm a threat or he's trying to protect me, but I appreciate for all the things you do, Chief. And if you can come up here, we got a Team SEAL Oklahoma Pride certificate for you and all you do for our military children. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. All right, thank you. I'll take that. Let's give them all a round of applause.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Now we have the architect and construction, they're not here today. Is there any questions from the reports in your agenda?
Oh, probably lots, but not tonight.
Okay.
We will
Thanks,
get
guys,
that
for coming.
updated.
Yeah.
Okay, report of superintendent.
Hey, we get the reason she thought she came. And then we get an update from Miss Oates on the Life Ready Center, or an overview. We get to discuss it a little bit. As most of you know, Charlotte joined our video cast, our podcast that we now call a video cast. She did a wonderful job, but since she was going to be here, we're going to allow her to ask some questions and give you a short overview of, and this gives some more information. So as we get the information about what we're actually doing with the Life Ready Center.
Awesome. So you're going to be my arms for me, right? Okay, if you'll scroll it. You know where the location's going to be. It's going to be at where currently Tomlinson is. And go back to that first one. I want you to know that the college hours for the LRC, the concurrent enrollment hours, are going to be from 8 to 9:30. You can see 9:35 to 11, 12:30 to 2. So that they're going to be there in chunks of time, similar to what they would be on a college campus. And we're trying to make the atmosphere there more collegial, and the library there more like a student union type situation. And so the kids will be there. They're able to block this in the center, where we're not able to block it so much at a school setting, because they're sort of encumbered by the hours that we're doing. So those are set. The engineering classes that come from all three high schools are going to be combined at the LRC, and they're doing an hour and 35 or an hour and 45 minute blocks. And those kids are our 9th and 10th graders that are enrolled in the engineering classes that Great Plains has embedded a teacher into all three of our schools. And my thought about that, and so was theirs, was that they would really benefit from all three of those teachers being at the center together. And then for a longer space of time than just a class time. And those kids are going to get 2 credits for that and not just 1 credit while they're there. So we don't want them to be there for longer and not get credit for that. And so they'll get their normal engineering credit because they'll have their normal engineering curriculum that Lawton Public Schools gives them a computer credit for their normal curriculum. But now, with the extended time and all three of them together, they're going to be able to collaborate with robotics and drone technology and wind energy, renewable energies. They're going to be able to do all of those things together as a collaborative unit. While they're all over there together. If you'll look at the bottom, we also have AP. We have about 7 AP classes that are going over there. The reason for the AP is that if you have a small number of kids in each high school that want an AP class, but no teacher that's qualified, then we bring them there. We have 1 teacher there, and they're able to do that there. If we have, a qualified teacher, but not enough students to make a class. So our idea is to put that person there, bring the kids to us instead of us having to hire 3 teachers that go in all 3 high schools. The art is an advanced art kind of class, such as sidewalk chalk art, stop motion animation. We've got different kind of things to offer over there that are not offered in each of the high schools. And so that will be over there. He also will be our curator for our art gallery that we will create in that commons area right there. And he's marvelous, so he'll be able to work with every other entity at the center and do something wonderful with it. We have ethics and photography at Lawton High, but we're the only school that has those classes. So by putting those teachers over there for 1 hour, we're able to bring other students to us so they can make use of those classes. Eisenhower is the only one that has a family and consumer science class, so we've hired someone to be there for Lawton High and MacArthur students. So we'll bring the students to us at LRC with hiring 1 teacher instead of having to hire 2. And so those are the kind of things that we were trying to do. And those single-hour classes are during 1st, 2nd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. You can scroll. And some of the large areas of the Life Ready Center, I would love to use the football field for a community garden and bring our SPED students there and teach them how to grow and nurture and harvest and market going on with our Lawton market that's now going to happen. Wouldn't it be a great idea if our kids learned how to do that so that they could also take their food to market, so they could learn how to that's a skill that they might need later, that I thought would be a great way to use our large area that we will no longer use for middle school footballs, but we can use it for community. The gym is going to be used for drone and robotics competitions, because I know one of them has already told me she's taking over the small gym for sure, for drone training and robotics training. The cafeteria there can be used for our culinary competitions that we can maybe hopefully start back up again after COVID is done. And small eating options for the kids that are there. We're hoping to do some small eating options for those, not only in the library, not only in the cafeteria, but also in the library, so that they can actually treat that library like, like a student union area. Maureen Durant's going to be in the library for us, and she's going to use this for lots of different purposes. She's very creative. She's a published author. She wants to do poetry readings. She wants to do, we would love to do a store there, like a real LRC store where we can sell things to the kids, like t-shirts with our brands on it, and, supplies and stuff, just like a real student union type situation. And we would love to incorporate some specialty coffees in there too, so the kids feel like it's someplace where they can go and relax and study with other people and have some collaboration time in there when they're not necessary for them to be in class. We want the open commons area. We've already got some hydroponics garden equipment to set up hydroponics garden areas in that open area, where we will also put the art gallery. These are the things that we're planning on. Now, they're not there yet, but they're in the planning stages. And that stage area can be used for strings performances or district events or teacher of the year events or whatever. And also in the choir room over at LRC, I'm going to have one of my former choir students, who's now the choir teacher at MacArthur High School, reinvigorate the elementary choir that we used to have here, so we can get these kids from the 3rd, 4th grade all the way up to 8th grade. The Lawton Children's Choir. She is so anxious to do that. She is really excited about doing that. There's music already over there that we can, I know we've been in a talk about what to do with all the music over there and all the stuff of it. Well, let me have that, and I will help you to distribute that. And so she's going to do that, and I have a lovely stage area that they can do their performances on and have people come in and watch them perform. And you can go to the next area. And so this gives you a breakdown of the classes for the university classes, the Comp 1 and 2, American Pop Music, Psychology, Communications. We already have students enrolled in some of these, but students are very late in getting things done when it's for college classes. So a lot of this will not happen until July and August, when there's a time crunch and it's like, oh, I've got to get this done. So we'll be working on that over the summer. And advanced placement classes, I think I have a teacher for every one of those classes at this point. I'm still working on 2 of them, and I think we're going to make that happen, so all of those are going to be staffed at the LRC. And the next one, this gives you a breakdown of what the Family and Consumer Sciences classes do. The bottom 2, the first ones give you a breakdown of the Introduction to Engineering and Principles of Engineering, so that they would get all the math credit with the second part. Could later talk about getting a science credit with that instead of math. I think either one would work. And that tells you a little bit more about the robotics and drone that hooks together with the engineering classes that all 3 of the teachers are doing together. And I think, is that my last one? I don't remember. Is there another one after that? Oh, okay. The additional classes, I looked for a sign language person. I would love to do ASL at the center. I've been on the hunt for someone who could do Comanche language at the centers that we could enroll kids in. I also have a French teacher who's retired that's coming back, because we don't have French in any of our high schools. So if we have that offering, they can come there and get French. And some of that I've already told you about. Something else that's very exciting to me is that Lynn and her crew are going to set up a TV media production room over there so that every one of our high schools has a team of students who are learning to live stream and do media production. And we would like to get those kids from each of the high schools over to the LRC on a basis of like maybe once every 2 weeks and have these professionals train them so that they could walk right out of high school and walk right into a media production kind of situation and be prepared for that. I already talked about the community garden and the state-of-the-art science lab. There's already a science lab over there, but it's more for middle school. So in order to make that better to be used for high school, that would be in phase 2, so that we wouldn't be ready for that yet. But I would love to have one that the science teachers in the rest of the district could sign up for to bring their classes there on field trips to use. If we can do a really good job of that, then we can bring some science classes over to LRC. So currently, that's kind of like phase 2, along with the community garden and some of these other ideas that we dream about them. But, you have to dream about them first before you can make them a reality. So we're working on that. Is that my last one? I don't. Oh, and then just a little bit to show you, if you'll look, does that go all the way over to the hours? Okay. All the way to the right are the actual hours that we're actually in school right now. So you could see over here what hour these all hook up with. But that gives you an idea. Is this the only one that we've got right now? Oh, okay. So that's the bottom part of the day. Oh, that's the middle of the day, and then the bottom part of the day. Did you put that one? So if you go back up to the first one, you can see that those start at 7:55, 7:50, around in that area, and you can see what everyone is offered at the very beginning of the day. Because of our advisory hour that will be inserted between first and second hour, it does, this coming fall, it does allow for us to be able to give a little extra time to those engineering classes right there that are at the beginning of the day, and to those AP classes. It gets a little tighter with time constraints as we go through the day, and that's just going to be a matter of having shuttles at the ready exactly when the kids need to leave each school to bring them to the LRC. And if that means that we have to cheat like a minute or two on the school side and a minute or two on the LRC side, it's still going to be worth their while, I think, to be able to, and the longer we do that and the more we work at that, it'll get smoother and smoother as it goes, so that we'll know exactly what we need once we're there. And then I think the next slide he had was the middle of the day, and you can see the morning is still very busy, and at the end of the day, the morning is a little bit busier, but we have some classes that go all day long, like family and consumer science, and the art classes go all day long, and then the other things are worked in with them. The last class to leave the center would be the engineering classes, because you see three columns there, because each column represents one of those teachers from each of the high schools and what they're teaching. So 2 of them are teaching introduction to engineering, and 1 is teaching principles of engineering. And then you see the other half of their time. You see they're there for like an hour and 45 minutes or an hour and 35 minutes. So they're splitting their time as they wish once they get there. I think the benefit of having that like that means that the kids are going to not only be able to collaborate with students from all around the district, but they're going to be able to collaborate and they have 3 teachers doing this at the same time. So each teacher has their own method of delivery and their own their own style of teaching. So then these kids are going to get to have 3 styles of teaching and learning instead of just one teacher all year long. They're going to get to benefit from all 3 of those teachers. Do you have questions?
I have a comment. I know that this transition has been hard for some people. But this, to me, is so exciting, and I just think this is going to be great, awesome, for Lawton Public Schools and for what we're doing and moving us toward future changes, positive changes. And I appreciate all your work, Charlotte, and I appreciate Kevin for leading us in this.
Definitely.
One of the things that you probably don't comment enough, because you know at one time Lawton Public Schools was known as the NIMSY school of the state, and all of our high schools have been working to reboot that since we've got here and build that back. Well, they're 100% on board from everything we're hearing with the concept of what we're doing and trying to, because they see it as making their professional development, instructional and coaching dollars go further, because now they have one teacher teaching all 3 high schools again, instead of having to have 3 teachers teach it. So it's very exciting there on, and they're even pushing it all the way down into our maker spaces. So this is a,
It's very exciting. Just talking to my children that have graduated and telling them what we're doing, they're like, wow, you know, it's so awesome. We couldn't have done that years ago. It's perfect. I love it.
Thank you, Charlotte, so much.
Well, you are so welcome. Is that
yep,
all the questions?
thank you.
Thank you.
All right, moving to our curb appeal.
We're gonna draw?
Yeah, hang on, just, yeah, go ahead and reel it and you can draw. Just so you know, this week the LFA, Lawton First Assembly, came in and they wanted to take part and join us in a curb appeal.
Yay.
So, Lawton First Assembly, they have their Global Serve Day on July 10th. So on July 10th, we'll partner with them when we do it, and they're going to do all their stuff, and then we'll work together to create it, but they want to be part of it. And so who is the winner?
Mac Middle.
So Mac Middle School. So again, on July 10th, those with the Global Serve Day, and we'll welcome anyone else to join in who wants to join in at the other schools. We also have an update. If you've been by Pioneer Park, the fence in the front, as you know, people are having trouble with materials, so that's why all the fencing's not complete there. When school's out, we're going to do some parking there, resurfacing that parking lot and doing some of those things. Lincoln Elementary the same way. We've done a lot on the front, the painting. We've purchased the house to the east. We're in the process. Chuck's every day trying to catch the guy and get the lot purchased on the other side of the house. Throw Chuck under the bus. You can't get it, you know. Y'all can see Chuck chasing him trying to get it.
Yeah, driving around.
But then the fencing there as well, getting the materials and trying to rework some of their parking is going to be there. And MacArthur High School, the painting's been done. We just got Crosby Park drawn and Pat Henry, and we'll be moving forward on those pretty quick. So we're excited that we're getting there. Obviously, Jack and his crew aren't moving really fast because Jack and his crew are spending a lot of their time at Edison. I'm saying if you're out sometime in the day and you holler or something, we'll go by and you can see they're doing a great job. That school is going to be like a brand new school when we get through. That's the goal. We had to revamp about 70% of it. Why put it back together? Why not just start over and redo all the walls, redo windows and everything? Even if the insurance only covers 75 or 80% of it, we should do it all. So we're excited.
We're fencing that playground in.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. We as we're going with that, if we get to it, we may go ahead, since they're in a revamp, go ahead and declare them a winner. And then the other thing, with some of the things going on, we're going to start looking at in one of the bond hearings was there's a couple of those elementaries that really need a standalone gym. And my understanding is some of those were promised 10, 15 years ago, 5 years ago or whatever. So Edison's one of them. So we'd like to start looking at what some of those, you know, out behind the safe room or whatever would look like. So we're working on that, and we're excited about those makeovers. Others, hey, congratulations to Eisenhower High School esports team. AJ, give AJ a hand for this. Hey, when I got here, we just kind of, my tech guys where I came from, they had just kind of started, and AJ has been on me, and I think it shocks him every time I said yes. Yes. And so he has put this together, and we had our own tournament Saturday. It was awesome. I saw the pictures all day long. I think everybody loved it and was amazed at how that was and what it looked like. And MacArthur Middle School took first place in the middle school division. So again, and that's a shout out to the teams and the fact we're moving forward. You know, when they talk about drone technology and some of the things they do, schools, colleges, and experts look for these esports people because they have that dexterity. I mean, it's college scholarships now in this thing.
It's going to get bigger too.
Yes.
Also, to Vanessa and her team, and they hosted the first ever junior robotics competition at Central Mall. Teams from Ridgecrest, Carriage Hills, Freedom, Pat Henry, and Whittier elementary schools had fun competing each other. And it was by Doris Bigler and Vanessa organized it. Next year, as you know, we're going to have a makerspace in every elementary. We got a teacher assigned to those makerspaces. So next year we should have every elementary competing in this robotics competition. Won't it be fun?
Those students, I got to go, and those students were very serious. I mean, they were collaborating together in teams, and it was really fun to watch.
And then graduation, as you know, we will announce it at the meeting though. All the times are the same. MacArthur High School, 5 o'clock Thursday. Lawton High School, 10 o'clock Friday. Eisenhower High School, 2 o'clock Friday. But it has moved to the Coliseum. We looked at the weather, and it made no sense to play games with the weather and think we could get all three. It's at 70% now. We'd never get all three of them in.
I never knew it wasn't gonna be at the Coliseum, tells you where I.
Well, see, you're good. Don't even forget that email where I told you we changed it. So, that's all I have. Any
That's your
questions?
announcements?
That's it.
Alrighty, we'll move to the consent agenda. Anybody have anything to
I do
remove?
have a question on one item, but I'm going to approve it anyway, so I'm gonna ask my question after the board.
Okay.
Alrighty, anything else? Is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Carla second?
Yeah.
Mark and Carla, yeah.
Second was, I'm sorry.
Carla.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Mr. Rice?
Yes.
Ms. Bradley?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Ms. Nyworth?
Yes.
Ms. Clodfelter?
Yes.
Alrighty, do we need an executive session?
I do not.
Do not need one. Alrighty, we'll move on down to your personnel report.
I have just one question on the personnel report, it's generalized.
Okay.
Just when I don't know if it's generalized.
I have
or
an
not.
answer for you. We have a couple people on our personnel report. I've talked to, she's not in here, so we'll blame Jean. But it wasn't Jean's fault. We have some rehires that we've hired back at partial salaries. We will separate those out next time to show you that those guys are rehires working at a retiree salary.
And I don't know if mine's generalized enough, so I'm just gonna wait, I'll ask after
Okay.
the meeting.
Alrighty, is there a motion for the personnel report?
I'd like a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, call the roll.
Ms. Nyworth?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Ms. Clodfelter?
Yes.
Ms. Bradley?
Yes.
Mr. Rice?
Yes.
Any new business?
Not from me.
No new business. Next regular board meeting is June the 7th. Hopefully all 5 of us will be here.
Awesome, very good. Glad to have you back.
You betcha. Any new board meeting dates?
No, ma'am.
Patty, I have a comment.
Board announcement, okay?
No, not an announcement,
Oh, okay.
but, you know. Brenda Breeze caught me at the celebration of education and told me that she was a little hurt because I didn't say that I appreciated and knew this. There were such wonderful people retiring.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so I want to tell Brenda she's one of the best. And I want to tell all those people last week that have retired and this time, many of them were with me all these years. And I love them. And they're going to be a huge loss to Lawton Public Schools.
Yeah, we're very concerned about the number of people we're losing to retirements and
very
replacing them.
concerned.
We've got
But you
some.
know, I understand it, because if I could retire, I would.
Well,
Hey,
Not from the school board.
Hey.
Charlotte's retired, what, twice now?
She's retired, we keep bringing her back, that's awesome.
She loves a challenge. All righty. Any other announcements? Okay, meeting is adjourned.